I've states. I think I've done like 7 states in 10 days or 11 days, 9, 10, 11 cities. And so I want to just hit really quick. What are ketones? What is keto? What is this keto thing about? But also, what's the risk? And it's funny when I say that, people often are like, what do you mean there's risk? Like, well, it's almost like a freak out, but I'm going to put this in a different perspective, and you have to just hold tight to check it out. So, um, short and sweet, what is keto? 6 years ago, the word keto didn't exist. It didn't. The word ketosis did. The word ketogenic diet did. People have maybe done Atkins before. Really, keto is this made-up word that started about 6 years ago when we started, which is pretty cool. And it's a short way of talking about getting into ketosis. And so now, since then, 6 years ago, we have this like keto-ish, kind of keto, full-blown ketogenic diet. There's all these different extremes. What keto is. I want to take a moment and just clear it up. Basically, the short word of keto just means being in ketosis, doing low-carb living. But here's the real answer: is that the human body to optimize needs to have a therapeutic level of ketones in their system. And that's a very specific level. So if you're keto and you're not therapeutically in ketosis, you're not fully getting the whole benefits of keto. So that's just first and foremost. I just want to be clear. But this word keto, and what is it? It's an optimum state of human life, human health, right? We optimally function better in a state of ketosis. Our brain works better, our muscle system works better. Doesn't mean that we can't have glucose, doesn't mean carbs are bad. I'm not saying any of that. We're just saying when you're in an elevated state of ketones, your body does better. Well, I just got off this world tour, or this country tour. I've been out of the world for a while. And here's the reality. As I meet people, and it's unbelievable. You have people like Jennifer who literally want it to be better. You know, she's a mom, a wife. She's like, I always wanted, I knew something was missing, but I was just struggling to struggle. It's like I woke up one day, it's 8 years later, and I don't know what, I got to make a change. And I'm sitting there going, well, why did this work so well for you? She's like, honestly, it just, first off, I just felt better. And second step is she's like, I didn't eat the crap I didn't eat, which created momentum. She's like, I wasn't craving all those crappy foods that just wasn't, it didn't make me feel good. She's like, I knew I shouldn't do that, but for whatever reason, this helped me with those cravings. I was like, pretty cool, huh? When your body's working better and your mind's working better, guess what? You crave less crap, and then you get momentum. I think that's the key here, is that it's about momentum. It's about, you have momentum in your life, momentum in your health. And keto gives you the ability to get momentum in your health. It doesn't solve all life's problems, but it tell you what, if you're functioning better, you're willing to do things more, you're willing to put yourself in a better place to live better. So this word keto, and it's not going away, y'all, just so you know, it's not a fad. It's scientifically really evident. It's not going away. It's only going to become more popular. But what is the risk? I'm just kind of be clear. What is the risk of it? And the reality is, I just got off a call. I did a live with a guy named Mike. He's from the upper Northeast. And he goes, he said, this was his words. Now he's lost 15 pounds. He's like, Dustin, I feel better. I'm smiling more. I have more energy for my wife and my family. I'm better. He goes, all I cared about is I want to lose 30 pounds. That's all he cared about. And he goes, I asked him, I go, what's the risk? He goes, the risk of not doing it was that my life was never going to get better. He goes, there's no evidence that my life was magically going to change. And he goes, and I know better. He goes, you know what? I was in the military for many years. And he goes, I know what to do. I know that I should be doing it, but for some reason I wasn't doing it. And I was like, why do you think this mattered? What about this made it shift for you? What in this give you the ability to make the changes that you made? And he goes, you know, it's interesting. He goes, since I've been using ketones or keto, he goes, I have focus and energy. He goes, it's like it allowed me to basically do what I already know to do, but I just feel good doing it. And it's hard to put it in words. It's like, how do you know when you feel good? Like, what does that feel like? What does it feel like to feel good? So the risk, this is what I figured out. The risk of not changing, staying where you are, is higher than the risk of taking a chance and doing something that maybe you haven't done before. And so that is the real scenario. What we know is we're going to get older. What we know is that as you get 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, 120 years old, hormonally, natural aging, things are harder. Now you have more wisdom, and let's appreciate that wisdom. But the reality is that the risk of not doing it is much greater than the risk of trying something and committing to a process that's got scientifically evident, scientifically backed. Y'all, just so you know, keto has been around. The ketogenic concept has been around since Earth started, just so you know. Humans have been in ketosis nearly all their existence. So nothing about it is new for us as humans. The only change is how do you get into ketosis? And that's the reality. The risk of not trying, I'm an entrepreneur by trait. Actually, I turned into one. The risk of not going for it. A friend of mine said this. He goes, "You know how many people have a number one hit song in the grave that nobody's ever heard?" And I was like, "Damn, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep." And he goes, "Think about it." He goes, "People have a dream or have a goal in their life that they never go for because they're maybe afraid of failing, maybe afraid of asking for help or support, maybe afraid of or maybe they're just stuck in a paralysis of analysis like me. I like to do all my research and I get stuck trying to figure out something instead of just following a leader, right? Follow somebody that's had it. What's up, Sandy Henderson? How are you? Joanne King, nice to see you. And so commit to something, follow the journey, follow people that had success, follow the path, commit, go. Don't, the risk of staying where you're at is not going to magically change your life. It's not going to magically get better. There's always something else around the corner. But the risk of committing to something is very low because what you're doing is you get a wisdom and perspective that you can take and move forward. So if you're not keto right now, I'm just curious. I'm going to ask everybody. I got off this Zoom with the military guy, and anytime I talk to military people, I always get a big heart. My wife and I are both. I'm a veteran. My wife's currently an active reservist, and we always. I watch too many people come out of the service and basically get complacent in their life, and the reason they defend our country is typically for the things they care the most about, and then they get home and they don't take care of themselves, which to me is something that, hey, if you can't do it, we're going to be here to support you. So that's kind of why I'm on my little tangent at the moment. So the risk of staying like you are will guarantee the results that you currently have gotten. The risk of taking a chance to do something that is changing millions of lives around the world gives you an open door to change your life forever. So y'all, I gotta go. I appreciate you letting me rant for just a little bit. But before I go do this, if you're drinking our ketones right now, what's a benefit that you've gotten? Throw us down in the chats and take the leap, whatever it is. I don't care if it's a health leap. I don't care if you've been wanting to join CrossFit. I don't care if you've been wanting to join a gym. I don't care if you've been wanting to go run a marathon. If you wanted to make $1 million, if you want to start a new business, if you want to learn how to read Arabic, if you want to, I don't care what it is. Don't wait. Go for it. Go for it. Don't wait. Just don't. Like, make a decision and go for it. And you will not regret it if you go into it with the expectations that you're just pursuing a better you and you're going to learn something from it. And if you keep your eyes open, man, amazing things will come your way. So y'all take the jump. The risk of staying where you're at is not worth the risk of what can come. And so it's just time for people to step up and go for it. Easy for me to say. I've taken a lot of risks. I've taken a lot of jumps. And I promise you, as you jump more, the jumps get easier. I will promise you that. And I can also promise you it's complicated when you have 3 little ones at home, when your family financially depends on you. It's complicated when that's the situation. But what's more complicated is being a grumpy, disgruntled father, not living life. Bad example for people we care the most about. It's more complicated. So y'all, I got to go. Have an unbelievable night. If you're not drinking ketones, whoever invited you to follow me, get on this. Come do the Turkey Trot Challenge with us. Take the chance to change your life forever. You will not regret it. Cheers, y'all.